Welcome to Lightning Dogs.
Howl noise.
And
Hashtag howl noise. Here. Hashtag howl noise. Yeah. It's been drawn now. It's official and shit.
okay, this is a Lightning Dogs sketchisode thing. I don't know if we have a name for this yet.
Designocast.
Yeah, this is one of the things we did one of these before where Tony is on what is this service? Picario?
Picarto.
Lucario?
Yes, Lucario von Darkwolf, the Pokemon.
Yeah. Tony's on this streaming video service, and we're doing commentary, narrating through some designs. And last time we got some good work done on Queen Lich related stuff, and we'll see what happens this time. Do we?
I think this time, because I know after last episode, we got to the point where, we've got the descriptions of our dogs pretty much outlined for the Bible.
Yep.
So now we need to start getting some final official art.
Yeah.
So it's time for us to design some doggies, to put some fur on some paws.
And this component, there's a podcast component, and there's also a video. Whichever one you prefer, both are available.
The video one actually has the drawing, so if you want to see these things come to life, that would be the one to check out.
And of course, both will be linking to each other respectively. So there's that.
They do play well with each other.
So we've designed a lot of the dogs in the past. I've done some drawings. Tony's done much more drawings, and there's a general consensus on the core of what they look like. But there's still some things to be decided, like what do the military uniforms, the main military guys are wearing? What are they like? How will those uniforms change? And how quickly will they change in the show based on needing to Mad Maxify their outfits based on necessity? Who do you want to start with, Tony?
I say we start at the top. We do Dingo today.
All right.
Because Dingo can help inform everybody else, because he's going to be kind of our, for lack of a better term, a cookie cutter character. He's going to, his uniform is firm and pressed, and he is the dog on a mission, and he's got a job to do, and he's going to do that job, and he's going to look good doing it.
He is like the standard dog shape as well. Everyone else is kind of a variation of Dingo.
Yeah, so it's going to be, from this we can kind of springboard, and Pierre can customize it a little bit, Angela can customize it a little bit, to kind of just reflect their specialties and kind of go from there. So let's go ahead and let's get a nice little front-facing Dingo.
I also imagine that Dingo and Kane are the only people who don't really have to worry about their uniform after the powers, because their powers don't really have anything to do with their movement.
I never pictured Kane wearing a standard uniform, similar to Kid.
True. Well, I what I really mean is like their outfits, like their standard outfits that they wear, like during the course of the show. Like, because Dingo doesn't run faster than normal. He doesn't, take bullets. Like he's still mortal. So
to speak.
Yeah. Whereas Angela, what she wears, especially once they're in like wasteland survival mode, is probably going to look a lot different than what Dingo would be wearing. Because, she can take some pretty hard hits and dish them out. And Pierre, man, she's running real fast.
Angela doesn't hurt nobody. She's friendly. She wore an evening gown that one time I drew her.
Yeah, but I think she's going to hurt a lot of people over the course of the show.
And I'm not sure we're ever going to see her in an evening gown. If she is, she might be pretty mad about it. I don't know. She doesn't strike me.
I don't know. I see her having this like refined sort of background, like she knows how to hobnob.
Are you speaking with a southern accent again?
No. No, I wasn't intentionally doing it. I see her having this sort of refined sort of background with a nice little. She knows how to.
I don't know
mute
what now.
Her twang.
I don't. We've been over the discussion of Lightning Dogs and accents and how that would represent. And the biggest thing, and this pertains to drawing Dingo here. The biggest thing I don't want to do is have any opportunity for people to make the easy comparison to Road Rovers.
Right.
I've just sent a link along for an illustration I did of Dingo back in the day that was meant to kind of overcome that idea, because if we have the illustrations of Dingo so far. He's a blonde dog in kind of a jumpsuit thing, and that is a lot like that lead character in Road Rovers.
If you could, Cap, post a link in the Zencaster chat, because like I said, I'm not checking the...
Yeah, it's in every chat. I posted it in every chat just now.
Huh?
Yeah.
Then why am I not seeing it?
I'm not seeing it either.
Oh, motherfucker. It didn't copy. It didn't copy correctly.
Because I had a link to the Drawstream.
Yeah, which I'm already on, yeah.
Motherfucking Google Drive, motherfuck. So I guess this is all the bonus content of the video episodes is the shit that we would cut out normally of the other parts. So there's clearly a benefit to both.
No, it's okay. This is just our side project, technical problems.
Yeah. We'll remove all the technical problems.
Can you hear me now? Can you
stop it? All right. Let's pretend you got that link, which you should have now, and we'll keep going.
Yeah, now this is definitely more Mad Max-like in the sense that it looks a little cobbled together based on things he might have found.
Right, but also I wanted to have a uniform underneath it, like whereas you see battle damage on his kind of sports ball, football shoulder pads kind of thing, like I wanted it to look like he has gear on that straight up could just be dirtier versions of the military gear he came with, like
True, yeah.
the armor, the undershirt, the pants, and even the boots, which have sort of a complicated look to them, are all things that could be military issue from Domus. It's just not necessarily the first thing our minds would have gone to for that.
Right.
So this is the nice boring part where I'm just constructing a rough figure. Da, 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 da. Hey, look, Dingo's got fingers.
And Tony, what program is this that you're...
This is Manga Studio.
Okay, that's what I assumed it was, but I was not sure.
Which, by the way, I don't know if the sale is still going on, but if you don't have Manga Studio, it is on a stupid... No, it's going to be complete... You know what? With as often as it goes on sale, this might be relevant to when you're watching this video. Check Manga Studio site. It could be on sale.
And if it was on sale, how much would it cost, Tony?
Like $40?
That, hey, for a program that does as much as this program does, that's a steal.
No, it's stupid cheap. Its drawing power rivals that of Photoshop, and it's got a lot of really ridiculous stuff. In fact, I'm going to take a moment to pimp one of my favorite features on this damn thing, because it's just crazy. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to select this tool called the Perspective Ruler, and I am going to go ahead and say I'm going to have a 1-point perspective going like this, and now every line that I draw automatically locks to that perspective. I can have an entire cityscape done in seconds.
That's really cool.
It is disgusting.
And that's why comic books look so good now, because everybody's using tools like this. It makes those of us who draw on traditional paper really mad, because I have no joy in drawing on a computer whatsoever. It is a joyless experience for me, and but it's so much easier, and fuck you guys.
Love you too, Cap. Let's see. And in fact, I'm gonna make Dingo a little bit more Dorito shaped. There on the torso. A little bit more of that musculature, yo. How are we liking Dingo's shape so far, boys?
Seems good. I think maybe now that he's got smaller legs, his arms should be a little smaller, maybe a little more extended one. But I mean, that's not even important.
Well, I'm working my way there.
I know you are. That's why I mean, like, you know, my commentary means nothing right now.
Where's his tail?
There you go, Doug. He's got a nice fluffy tail.
That's like a foxtail. We don't want that.
Oh, you want a foxtail?
No, I said we don't want a foxtail.
I will. I just watched Zootopia.
Dogtail, what are you doing? You're ruining everything.
The supplemental portion of the Lightning Dog sketch a draw, which is Tony ruins everything.
Isn't that a feature of all episodes?
Shut up, Cap.
I'm sorry, you're just an easy mark, Tony.
I know it's
Tony. No, Tony. The true gift of Tony is that he rolls with the punches. Because he'll.
I have no other option. It's either that or shoot myself.
It ain't really like that, Tony. Here's the problem. It's because the Tony's an easy mark gets turned into an extended joke, and then a joke that you yourself perpetuate, and then it just perpetuates itself. It's like it's like
a perpetual motion device that only ends in therapy.
I was gonna say it's like a fungus. It just keeps growing and growing and never goes away. Not you, the problem.
No, that's me in my 30s. I'm gonna keep growing and growing and never go away.
Wish my hair had that problem.
You and me both, Doug. You and me both.
Why is it? Right. I wonder if dog puberty has the same problem where it's like, where's all this new hair coming from? Will it ever stop growing? And then, oh god, please start growing again.
What would dog male pattern baldness look like?
It wouldn't. I mean,
we are going to craft a bald dog, and it's gonna be great.
I don't know. Honestly,
the answer is you get mange. That's what happens. But it's not.
Well, mange is like a disease. It's not. It's like a sickness.
I know.
It's malnutrition.
But it can't happen.
You're trying to say male pattern baldness is a sickness, Cap? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, it's certainly wearing on on you. Like you would you not be like, it's a sickness, I must purge myself genetically of this disease? But I mean, maybe you're at peace with it, but you could also be angry. You're entitled.
I'm just saying, I like old dogs, their hair can get thin, but I don't know if they'll go straight up bald because it's more likely that the color will fade, All
right, guys, we've got our figure for Dingo. Let's go ahead. Let's figure out what, because I've drawn him. I mean, as Cap has pointed out, I've drawn him quite a few times, and I've drawn him kind of in this like pseudo futuristic, like shock troop, almost like Under Armour type thing that things could be on top of, with some military pants and some future boots.
Can we pull up a couple graphics here real quick? I'd like to see on your screen for the viewers at home a picture of the lead character from Road Rovers. I forget his name. And then also the thing that that I drew that was meant to be, let's see what Dingo could look like if he was absolutely not Road Rovers.
Oh, that is fucking cool. I just searched Road Rovers, and one of the first images to come up is a piece of art by a buddy of mine.
Weird.
Nah, because he did a really. I'll bring that up too, just because it's
Hunter, I believe, was the main character. Is that Hunter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tanks. No tanks.
So admittedly, I did my picture without looking at the Road Rovers. And maybe the shoulder pads were a bad idea, because apparently they have those. I didn't remember.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now. They do have shoulder pads, and they do have tails too. So shit, I thought they went without tails.
There's only so much you can do with an anthropomorphic dog, guys. It's okay. It is okay.
But already, like, third row down on a Google image search, I'm already wishing I didn't do it. I'm already wishing I didn't make the search for Road Rovers.
Well, hey, Doug, depending on the popularity of lightning dogs, you can bet your bottom dollar that...
oh, hey, man, no, I'm all for anyone doing whatever they want with lightning dogs, as long as it just spreads the fandom. Because for me, it's like, I'm not even really a big fan of Road Rovers. I'm like, as I'm just scrolling through, it's more of like, dude, really? Like, this is what Road Rovers is associated with now? But if fans want to go nuts with lightning dogs, I mean, won't necessarily be my thing, but I'm not going to stop anyone else from having a good time.
Rule 34 is how you can gauge.
Real and prevalent thing.
It's how you gauge your success, quite frankly.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah.
If people want to put an emotional / sexual connection with something you've designed, you've done a good job. It maybe didn't connect the way you thought it was going to, but actually, like, you've succeeded.
Connected. That's a thing. So, here we have Road Rovers, which, while not official art, is by a buddy of mine, and I want to promote him. So there we go.
Quite
That's well
frankly,
done, sure.
it looks, the style and everything. The show would be so much better if it looked like that. Actually,
Hear that, Jed? You hear that? That is high praise. That is high praise. And then we've got Cap down here with his rendition of Dingo. I mean, the look that I was kind of aping a little bit was Solid Snake's bodysuit in what I was putting together.
Right, yeah.
Which really, Solid Snake's bodysuit is really just an inspiration of Kyle Reese.
I didn't realize that. I did not realize that. Wow.
No, not particularly the Metal Gear Solid 2 bodysuit, and I'm pulling up an image of that now.
Yeah, but say they have a great comparison picture. Are you pulling?
That's on the original, the original box art.
Yeah, are you getting that now? Because I'm going to copy it over.
Sure thing. Let me go ahead. Solid Snake, Kyle Reese.
Here, I'm going to post it to the link to Zencaster.
Oh, look at that. That's great. Wow.
For those of you who were unaware of the fact that the original box art for Metal Gear on the Nintendo Entertainment System is a complete ripoff of Kyle Reese, your mind has been blown.
Yeah, it totally has. That's great. And I assume that was just the American box art, though.
No.
No?
No. That is the... I believe that is the original box art for Metal Gear, because it has long been it's a ripoff of both Kyle Reese and Escape from New York.
Mm-hmm. And they did the same thing with Contra. Contra was the cover of Contra was a blatant ripoff of Arnold and Stallone and the Xenomorphs. So
your Contra ripoff cover. I swear, guys, we will get back to the art here in a minute.
This is just making me feel better about the fact that we're not stealing anything and we're trying to be as original as possible.
In spite of all the inspiration that went into Lightning Dogs, yeah.
Right.
Holy God, I didn't realize just how bad it was. That is entertaining.
Nah, and in fact, I've seen a version where the Rambo one on the right is actually not another version of Arnold. It's actually a frame from a Rambo film. Like, it's literally,
Anyway,
yeah.
Go ahead, delete some of these, because I don't think we need to have the Metal Gear stuff on there anymore. Boop. But, so we want to stay away from this. This is verboten.
Yeah, I mean, they're very streamlined, looking like Fantastic Four kind of team, like... They have a definite uniform. Yeah, there you go.
What a good brush.
Oh, dude.
And that was really satisfying to see, like, a woof, woof.
That is one of the reasons that I use this program, Cap.
There's so many reasons to use that program. I'm completely in agreement that Manga Studio is an incredible program. It just doesn't make me feel joy.
I gotta show you. Let's see here. I just gotta show off one of these brushes now. A watercolor, Painterly watercolor digital. Yeah.
Do they need any, promotion to help their cause? Because they want to throw some money Lightning Dogs away, like drawn in
Manga Studio. No, they really don't, but they're pretty awesome. And this is somewhat relevant to the Lightning Dogs discussion. They have added an animate feature to this program.
Wow.
So I might eventually, after I quit my job and just reclude myself into a basement, learn how to animate.
Well, the big news today in the animation world...
Oh, yeah, no, that the Toon thing that Studio Ghibli and Rough Draft Studios has been using for years is now free and open source.
Yeah, Toons with a Z, Toons software, which is not an industry standard, but is used by many high-functioning people within the animation industry, is going to be open source with a premium version available as well. Yeah,
Studio Ghibli.
It's good enough for them. It's good enough for you, goddammit.
All right, let me go ahead and create a layer above this. Now, those who have watched the previous version of this stream will note that this is moving in a kind of different direction. We already know roughly what Dingo looks like, so instead of creating him from scratch every time, I'm going to just kind of have this overlay or a grayed out layer below it so that we can kind of tweak some designs and not have to worry about erasing the form every goddamn time.
Yeah, sounds good.
And we'll even use a different color. We'll go red. Let's see. I'll start with kind of what I've been drawing him in, going with this almost collar type deal to hang the dog tags off of. Mm-hmm. Da, 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 da. So while I'm working, how are you guys? How's your week been?
Really just looking forward to lightning dogs.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't get into that. It's been a very busy week.
Yeah, I hear that.
I did manage to get a little bit of write-up for Halloween Jack done. If you like, I can pull that up and read it to you guys.
Sure.
That actually sounds like perfect background noise.
Because we weren't going to be doing... Well, because we were going to be doing this, I didn't do my work on Glampire's write-up, so yeah. I did actually have a couple ideas, but I wasn't prepared to present them again because of this. So I guess that's even shouldn't be bothered to mention it.
Well, what were? I mean, you can give like the rough strokes.
Yeah. I was trying to think if I could, like, they were actually visual related due to some sketches I did, and I was trying to think of the fastest, least obtrusive way to send those to you, but not here in the studio. No, I don't think that's possible.
Do you have Cam Scanner for your iPhone?
I mean, they're not in the room with me. Like,
never mind.
Like, that's the thing.
I got you. Okay, I was just.
No, that's cool, man. I like those shoes. But yeah.
Got a little bit of a Mega Man influence. Because he's a super fighting robot.
Yeah, let me. I'm going to switch over now. I'm going to read you guys what I got for the story Bible for Halloween Jack. So here we go. I got Halloween Jack, age 102, rank Colonel (parentheses soon to be a 1-star Brigadier General), weapon of choice, sledgehammer, power set. Knows how to survive in the wasteland. Personality. A real live wire with a short fuse. Winning is surviving, and he'll cheat at every opportunity. Bio. If Sid Vicious and John McClane had a baby that grew up in a nuclear fallout, it would still be nicer, cleaner, and less sarcastic than Halloween Jack. Like a cockroach in the rubble after World War III, this guy seems impossible to kill. He's loud, rude, and demands to be the center of attention unless Glampire shows up. Jack's job is to turn the freaks and beasts of the wasteland into an army for Glampire. Jack possesses no skills for this whatsoever. He was appointed colonel mainly as a way to pacify him, as he proves to be insufferable. It's been almost 80 years since Glampire first spared his life, and Jack still lives for the useless titles and promotions that Glampire tosses his way. Goals: to be king of Shit Mountain. Fears: pain, death, and a painful death. Loves smashing skulls with a hammer. Hates cars that just won't freaking work! Exclamation point.
I like all of that. My only request is that in his bio, Colonel is spelled Kernel, because that's how he thinks it's spelled.
He would spell it like, he would take spray paint, spray it on the side of his wagon, and just say Colonel Jack, and it's like, you see that? You see what that says? That means I'm the boss. I have like 2 sentences for the Diamond Dogs, which just simply says, woven by the glass spiders and the caves beneath Glampire's fortress, the Diamond Dogs are powerful crystal warriors. Neither alive nor dead, their mindless and unwavering devotion to Glampire makes them a lethal threat to the Lightning Dogs.
That is for sure all anybody will know officially for quite some time.
And that is all that needs to be said about them.
I'm curious why why Glampire would waste his time humoring Jack if he's actually useless.
Well, I wouldn't say that he's 100% useless as much as he is keeping... Because here's the thing. I don't know if Glampire is actually worried about what would happen if all of the freaks of the Wasteland decided to storm his castle and rip him to shreds. I mean, there is a danger in organized numbers unless they're working for you. So I guess part of me was subconsciously making it like, okay, well, there's all these monsters outside, like the giant Cyclops freaks and spider people and everything else, and they're not 100% mindless. And if I could just convince them to work for me instead of trying to tear down my walls and stealing from me and maybe murdering me in the process, then that's a good thing. So they need some sort of form of hierarchy because he doesn't want to be dealing with them, he doesn't want to like have to talk to them and give them the inspirational speeches. Like, I'm trying to think like Immortan Joe, he at least addresses the people every now and then, whereas Glampire would rather just talk to Halloween Jack and be like, hey man, just tell them to chill the fuck out, and like they would do it.
Right,
because
Glampire might show up on a balcony and that would be like an amazing thing for anyone who is loyal to him. Oh my god, right. he was there. But
yeah,
he said my name. He said my name. That's because your name is shit. Yeah, but he said it.
But you see what I'm saying? Like he doesn't want to have any hands-on or face-to-face with any of the freaks of the Wasteland. He just wants to make sure they're not knocking down his walls. And if it means humoring Jack, he's willing to do it. I mean, he's not going to debase himself in front of Halloween Jack. If Halloween Jack steps out of line, he could, dude, that's the thing. He just needs a random person to be the leader, and Halloween Jack fit the bill for the moment. And if Halloween Jack were to ever actually step out of line, he'd have no problem killing him and then just pointing to the next freak in line and saying, you're the new general. And he would do this over and over and over again until he got something he was satisfied with.
Right.
I guess Halloween Jack is just barely competent enough. I guess the point that I was getting at was that Halloween Jack is good at staying alive and keeping other people in line, even if it's not like, even if it wouldn't be effective on humans or dogs, it's effective on the freaks. Just the simple intimidation tactics and, him being bossy. And like I said, him being willing to cheat. He will do anything to stay on top.
You're my number one guy.
Yeah, he wouldn't mind licking Glampire's boots if it meant he gets to keep his title, of whatever. Oh, and the other point that I was going to bring up is that I think it'd be kind of funny if when they meet, Halloween Jack, he's, colonel of like this, of these freaks. And after the first encounter and the lightning dogs get away and their, 3 to 4 episode arc, where they're here to stay, they're still alive, and now they got superpowers. Halloween Jack is complaining to Glampire in the throne room. He's just like, this is all crap. I don't know what to do. And he's just like, well, what, just, I don't care what it takes. You got to find them and get it done. He's like, okay, for starters, I want a better car. Like we need to upgrade my vehicle. And he's just like, okay, you'll get that. But that means you're my new general. And he's just like, what? And so he's just to give him the motivation. He becomes a 1-star general. And then I feel like it'd be funny to me, at least, if each season he goes back to Glampire, end of season 1, he goes back to Glampire and he's just like, they beat the shit out of me way too many times. I can't do this. I'm frustrated. You haven't been helping me. All you do is sit here in your ivory tower and
That's no way for my general to speak to me.
It's like, general doesn't mean shit to me anymore. General, like, I'm general of what? And then you're like, I believe you're a 2-star general. And he's like, oh, it is completely like reinvigorated. Like every season, it's like end of season 2. I can't do it anymore. He comes there with like his arm in a sling. He's like, no, I can't do it. And he's like, how would you like that 3rd star? He's like, it goes up to 3.
All right.
Plus, it would be a great way to promote the toys. It's just a simple repaint. Just put another star on his helmet.
You cheap bastard.
So this is the design that I have been kind of utilizing in all of the art that I've done so far.
Well, it's a more complex version, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I think the sleeveless thing definitely makes him stand out, which is good. It makes him look. like he's ready for Bruce Willis style combat.
I was just about to say the exact same thing. I dig the sleeveless look as like the casual around the base kind of thing. And maybe if he gets into a quick scrap. But I am interested to see like what kind of jacket we would put on him. Like what kind of Mad Max Bruce Willis. I don't want to say leather jacket because that makes it sound like fashionable. But like what kind of cool jacket would he wear on top of this if he's like going into some serious shit or if he's going out at night? Or if there's like a sandstorm.
Well, let's go ahead and use a mask tool to hide some of this so that I don't lose this. And then create a new layer on top of that. I'm getting all fucking fancy, guys.
You're pretty fancy these days, Tony.
Dapper, what can I say?
The dog tags, obviously, the lightning dogs need dog tags, obviously. I do think that maybe the collar thing is a bit overcomplicated. Like, maybe we shouldn't have both.
Yeah, I think the dog tag should just go around his neck, maybe. I do the idea of the collar did seem really cool at the time, but once we started talking about, like, religious implications, I'm like, it's almost better for that. I don't know. I mean, I like it. I'm trying to think of what makes the most sense.
I feel like it might actually be, not... You're right. I think it's pretty compelling with the religious statement thing. But then on the other hand, that when are we ever going to have the opportunity to go down that particular rabbit hole?
Right. Right.
And I could see it being kind of a punk rock thing for dogs. Like I could see which is an analog to our own world, of course. But I could see like folks like Kid wearing
the punk rock thing. The punk rock thing wouldn't be collars. It would be the choke collars, the training collars.
Could be.
Wouldn't want to get into a fight with one of those though.
But I mean, I'm saying like if collars were like a religious thing, then having like weirdly fashionable ones would be super counterculture. Like there'd be a whole demographic of dogs on Domus would be like, "Yo, that's in real bad taste. Like, what's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
No, man.
Like Madonna wearing a rosary is fashion,
Right. Now, on the note of dog tags themselves and not just the collars, should the dog tags be rectangular or oval like ours, or should they be circular like an actual traditional dog ID?
Well, I mean, a traditional dog ID doesn't really exist anymore. Owning two dogs, you can have them in whatever shape you want. Hell, a lot of them have little bones.
Yeah, but I mean, like the standard
do now,
the standard cartoon dog identification, like something you'd see on Snoopy or Pluto, like they're always circular.
Well, this is going to boil down to marketing for us because we have plans already to make Lightning Dogs dog tags.
Mm-hmm.
And if we go with a circular one, we're going to have less real estate to do cool stuff with for our own purposes.
Also, true. Plus, I mean, in reality, a circular one doesn't give you much room to do actual good information. Like it might just have the dog's name, but, something rectangular. Because again, they are intelligent. They're not just... It's not something for a human to identify them with. It's for them to identify themselves, like blood type and name, next of kin, all that stuff. So... And plus, they're a military outfit, so it would just stand to reason that it's traditional military shaped in size.
And it would also, which would also give us the opportunity because we can. Dog tags are, unless this has changed, they're stamped metal. But we could make our dog tags shaped, but have them have the same metal etching process as a modern dog tag does, which would enable it to be double sided. So on one side, we could have the Lightning Dogs logo, and on the other side, we could have information.
Are modern dog tags like that? They're not stamped. They're like etched into it now.
Yeah, well, if you go to the kiosk at PetSmart, man, get yourself a dog tag.
Well, I mean, literal tags for dogs, but I mean like military dog tags. Like if I sign up tomorrow, what are they going to give me?
And that's the thing. I don't know. I have no idea. The only dog tags I've ever seen have been old, like Nom era dog tags. So I haven't a clue. I assume they're the same as they ever were.
Someone who with military experience that we could talk to maybe ask.
Yeah, it's a simple question that I didn't think to ask until just now. Which also might be a Google search away rather than poking our illustrious Nerdy Show community manager. What I'm seeing for the search of modern dog tags is essentially exactly the same as it always has been, except perhaps a silicone or rubber um, casing around the sides of it.
Yeah, and those are great, so it doesn't make any noise when you move, and it doesn't slice into you.
Yeah. So if we do what I just described previously, if we're all on board with that, then that should probably be the gist of it.
And now Dingo has a jacket.
I'm curious about the arm thing. He has a gauntlet on his arm. And what does it do?
The way that I've always kind of pictured it is kind of just a tactical communications wrist type dealy. It seems I mean, I kind of went with it from a cliche standpoint more than anything else because it's like, oh, they've got that wrist thing. It's futuristic. Look at it go. But I guess it kind of works. It would be an effective way of keeping their communications. We would be able to have, and I don't know if practically it would work in the series because obviously any kind of like terrain and all that would be given to you generally by satellite. And if there are no satellites around, though, you know what? No, I guess they could tap into Earth's remaining satellites if there's anything left.
Oh shit, you guys! I think I've hit upon an idea of, because you're talking about a communication device. Like obviously they're out in the wasteland and stuff like that. I think I've brought this up once before on a previous episode. I don't know how long ago it was, or maybe I never even brought it up at all.
It could have been 400 years. Go ahead.
Yeah, it could have been. And but since we're drawing Dingo and we've been talking Bruce Willis, and have you guys seen Tears of the Sun?
I have not.
No.
Okay, in Tears of the Sun, Bruce Willis is the lead of a SEAL team, and they're dropped in the jungles, and they have a communication device which is based on like this real technology, where their comm units, like their equivalent of like walkie-talkies, are actually worn around their neck like a collar because they hug like your voice box. So the idea is that you could whisper and it would hear you. And I'm going to send you guys a frame from the movie right now in the Zencaster chat, because this might be the answer to what the collars are.
Let's take a look.
That actually kind of sounds like a less futuristic version of the codec from Metal Gear. Oh, I see.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So let me tweak that just a little bit.
And in the movie, when they're using it, you can see them like putting their hands to their throats just to make sure that it's hugging their like vocal cords. And they can whisper in this, and they'll be like it can easily pick them up, like because they're hiding in the woods and stuff like that, and they don't want to be discovered. They don't have to go, Roger that. Can you repeat that? It's like they can hear them pretty clearly, and you don't see it in this picture I sent. But Bruce has got an earpiece going up into his ear that's facing away from the camera.
It's even like the earpiece is like pretty prominent. It looks like he was wearing it in every shot of the film.
Yeah,
I'm sending what looks to be a version of the poster over now, which hopefully Tony can stick up there.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead, copy image.
Oh, and Tony, we're going for the rounded rectangle dog tag.
Rounded rectangle, okay.
Yeah, it gives us more real estate.
Mm-hmm. There we go. So, I don't know why I copied both of them because this one's not nearly as important. So let's go ahead and see what are you? That's you. Kind of to paste all these damn layers below everything else I'm working on. Yeah.
It's weird because we've talked about Bruce Willis as an influence before, but we never used the film where he is a leader of an elite squad, like on a dangerous mission. Never referenced it.
And it's interesting because like while this is very, very cool, I
think even more important than the earpiece is the vocal cord part, like the one that's hugging his neck.
But it is a lot more gear that would kind of clutter up Dingo's design and would also need to clutter up the design of every other character. But it is a really cool device that I could see them, using on the regular, and maybe in our hypothetical children's toy line, if everyone always has the de facto like let's make a really cheap walkie-talkie thing. But what if I don't know if Tears from the Sun was meant to be like modern of the year that it came out?
It was, yeah.
Then how was that? Was at least like what 15 years ago?
It was actually it was actually based on a true story.
Okay, so it came out in 2003. Hypothetically, you could replicate this technology in a children's toy now.
Well, I will say, I don't think, like, if we want an excuse for them to wear collars because we like the look of it, that's a great excuse. We don't have to go overly gadgetize it, It could just be a collar with, like, I don't know, they could just be a collar with a little box on the front. Like, something simple, something really non-invasive, and something that doesn't really draw your eye too much. But when they talk, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could just be an excuse. Because, like, whenever you watch, like, here's the thing. You watch the end of the first Avengers movie, and Tony Stark is, like, pulling the missile up into the thing, and he's just like, all right, everybody, I'm sorry, I got to go do this thing. And you cut down, and Steve Rogers is on the ground, and his mask has already been ripped off earlier in the fight. He's like, no, Tony, don't do it. I'm like, how the fuck do you hear him? Like, and how does he hear you? You're not speaking into a device.
Oh, God, I didn't even notice that. I feel like an idiot.
That is what's known as narrative blindness. It's okay.
Yeah, he's not speaking into any device, but yet he puts his hand up to his ear as if he's hearing him. So, I mean, you could argue that he's got like a little earbud thing like buried in his ear that's like a transmitter. But is that same piece of technology also hearing Steve's own voice? Whatever. It doesn't ruin the movie. It's just one simple thing where you go, how the hell do they do it? It's the fridge logic of like, how do they do that? So if we wanted to have that without them carrying radios and animating them, holding a radio to their face over and over again, the collars can be an easy scapegoat for that.
I mean, he also has a gauntlet and he has a wristwatch.
Yeah.
So, that's lots of options there. I would, while I'm all for wrist bracers, I would err on the side of no bracers. I think the having a complicated knee pad ankle bracer kind of leg thing is a good move because, I mean, you're in the field on rocky terrain, you're always taking a knee. It's probably a good idea to not have to think twice about getting on your knees. Like you're ready for it in all cases. So that's good. And then with the wrist stuff, I think you probably can go light on that. The collar, the collar communicator thing is pretty cool. The dogs wouldn't have to have a visible ear device because they could all have, if there's a hearing aid in a dog ear, you're not going to fucking see it.
Of course, yeah. And again, because if we like the aesthetic of having them wear a collar device, that's the perfect reason for it. And I always figured the wrist-mounted device was always great for kid anyway.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the goal is it just needs to look real cool.
Is this supposed to be me flipping over a table, Tony?
Maybe. It also just occurred to me that all of the names that were used in that are represented here in the Lightning Dogs conversation.
Oh, yeah. Tony and Cap.
Because Tony's talking to Cap.
Oh, well. That's weird.
Does this mean that you and I are going to get into a serious fight later on this year, Cap?
Jeez, I sure hope not.
The difference of it could decide the...
I thought we were friends, Tony.
We were.
No, so did I, Tony. It's that heartbreaking moment of the trailer because the film is not out as of this episode's recording.
I couldn't remember what the exact...
You guys, actually, you guys, the line
he was
is,
my friend.
He was my friend. So was I.
Ah, yes, you're right. You're right.
That's why you didn't give me the right cue, Cap.
I'm
so
sorry.
I didn't know
it's my fault.
Cap,
it is my fault.
You've exposed yourself as not a true fan and a complete buffoon for not remembering that line out of context of the movie that is yet to be released.
That's true. Yeah, I suck.
All right, so getting rid of Bracer. I wanted something else on his arm.
Deacon got.
But I guess it's not necessary.
Fingerless gloves.
Well, of course, every military outfit needs fingerless gloves. And I'll go ahead and give it one of those little like metal backing plates because those are cool.
I would recommend horizontal ridges, either on the jacket flaps or the sleeves, because those look kind of 80s and cool. Like the kind of things you might see in a biker jacket. They wouldn't actually be vents, but they'd be like, like horizontal, ridgy.
No, I got you. And it's generally, I know where they normally hide those too. So give me 2 seconds here. And the way this will work, guys, if we're happy with the way this design works out, I'll go ahead, I'll ink it up over the next week or so and have that ready to go in.
Rad. Let's see, what else? What else do we need here? Collar's a bit big on that jacket. We could. It either needs to be that big and under the idea that if he was in cold weather, it could fold up and would have like little strappy things, so that it would connect into like an extended collar turtleneck thing, or shorter.
Or I figure when I was first picturing a jacket, I guess I was picturing a basic motorcycle jacket where like the bottom is more at waist level, and it would have a higher collar that wouldn't be, like Tony's getting the idea here.
Helps. I've been watching Daredevil season 2, and I've actually got it up on one of my monitors here.
Is that like what the Punisher's got, or is that what?
Yeah. Castle is rocking a jacket that very closely resembles this. So I felt I was uniquely equipped today of all days to design this jacket for Dingo.
I feel like we should have a finite discussion about the collar communicator. If we do,
I'm for it.
If we do use it, I would definitely like a different design than the one that's on screen presently.
That's easy enough. I was just going for something kind of in between what Willis had done, along with a little bit of future tech on it. So let's see.
And I honestly, I don't know what I want out of it, visually speaking.
It can be really simple. I don't think it has to be overly complex. Just like
it could be. It could be exactly what Willis has, but with different.
But I think that's too much. I think that's too gadgety.
It's too complicated versus what I'm doing now is just kind of a simple oval design, almost like it's a jewel, maybe even crystal powered, where they're communicating through the crystal's frequency.
That's got a bit too much like magical girl tiara.
I'm sorry. What's wrong with a little bit of shoujo action in your cap?
There's not a goddamn thing wrong with it. I don't think that was a trope we wanted to explore in Lightning Dogs.
I think I kind of do, because I would love for them to show up to our Utaku and him look at him and go, "You are my waffles. You are the magical girls and the dogs.
Magical dogs." And, all right, and Kane is like, "It's not magic, it's science." And then of course Kid's like, "Well, we do have superpowers." It's like just corrects them. Like
Local Shop and I were kicking around some spontaneous ideas this past week and ended up with an idea that's not even remotely a fully formed idea, but we were like, well, magical girls have so many different like tropes or anything like a magical girl, like the Power Rangers, it's Sentai, right?
Sentai.
Yeah. Like they all have their different devices, but none of them have actually had powers that transform them outright into animals or animal people. Like they'll be like there's like cat girls, as in like ears and a tail on a human body at best. And we're like, that's weird. And what if the things that the magic items that activated the transformation powers were like cosmetics used in animal testing?
Oy.
So
magical lipstick power activate.
So like you put on mascara and all of a sudden you're like this like cute cat with girly eyes, and then or maybe like lipstick because that's super awkward. Or
I'm sorry, I'm picturing now a mascara that turns you into a raccoon.
If a raccoon was a testing animal, was an ingredient. I really have. It could be. I have no idea where this is going. And the other idea was I need to double check this, but I know they use whale oils illegally in a lot of fragrances and stuff.
Is it illegally? Because it showed up on a Futurama episode with the precious ambergris.
Right. Well, I'm not boned up on this, but I believe illegally in as much as like let's say Japan would still be using it, but they wouldn't use it in American cosmetics, at least not that anybody would be able to find out about. Anyway, so like spray on a perfume and like girl turns into this like really tough looking like anthro whale person.
Turns into Pearl from SpongeBob SquarePants.
Never watched SpongeBob. Don't get the reference.
Mr. Krabs' daughter is a fucking blue whale.
That seems impossible.
If you never want to watch an episode of SpongeBob, you should at least see the movie
because David Bowie's in it,
and it's and David Hasselhoff, a lot of Daves, and it's good.
These days, you got to specify which movie he's
Dude, the first one. Come on, no one cares about the other one.
I kind of did.
You liked it?
Well, no, I haven't seen it. Because apparently everything that was cool about the trailers takes place in the last 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
So, this has been Sponge Talk with Tony, Cap, and Doug.
I saw a picture on Tumblr the other day of David Hasselhoff with David Hasselhoff's stunt double riding on top of an animatronic David Hasselhoff for the sequence.
Hasselhoff from the movie.
And it's like, it's the freakiest, weirdest animatronic I've ever seen. It's amazing.
Yeah. You need to see the movie, man. It'll all make sense.
Yeah.
So what do we think of this? What do we think of this?
I'm feeling it. That looks good. Like those speed lines. Gotta go fast.
So we've got a retooled collar. Yeah.
All right, now put back the outfit thing. All right, so we got that. What are you thinking for colors here? Because like the core colors designs of that sleeveless top there on Dingo is going to be pretty important.
It's probably I imagine it being dark.
I was thinking just kind of a dark black, maybe a dark blue. Maybe even dark green. Let's see. Let's go ahead and just for shits and bets.
Because we got to think about not just how it's going to look in contrast to his golden-ish fur, but also how it's going to look in contrast to the generally warm hues of the wasteland.
That's why I figured like maybe a dark royal or a navy blue would be good. But let's see how the green looks. Green seems, military-ish.
Mm-hmm. Browns and beige.
Though, admittedly, it doesn't have to prescribe to any human shit. And the simplified collar design, Tony, I'm totally down with that. We can variations on something of that complexity level.
This is pitch Bible worthy, so it's just like we're happy with the design, and there's always room for improvement, and moving forward.
I mean, but the thing about the pitch Bible is like it needs to be. These need to be the sort of thing that we would show to a network, right?
Right.
It's got to look done.
I mean, and I'm happy with it. If it never changes, that's like fine. I'm just saying, it's like we don't need to be like this specifically is ready. Like this is final air quality. As close as we can get to that, great. But otherwise we'll never finish.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to Lucas this.
I don't think Lucas worked hard enough, like on certain designs and everything else. But
it's not a matter of design; it's a matter of him never finishing it, or feeling like he's never finished and continuing to tweak and that thing.
Oh well, yeah. If you're talking special edition versions, then yeah. Yep.
So this is kind of what I was thinking. The type of green.
What if
not discolored, or what if what?
What if I'm trying to think about the way to formulate the sentence. What you've got right now is a dark green back with then light green flourishes on the pecs and abs. And what I'm thinking here is, what if it wasn't just big patches of color as though there was a different fabric or something for the pecs and abs? What if that's the highlight color and it's all one uniform color? Like that lighter color shows the definition of the shape. Because I'm looking at it right now, and it's kind of like the front of a semi, and
gotcha.
it maybe looks a little like it looks a weirdly overly cartoony, if that makes any sense. Like
I get you.
Yeah.
Versus something kind of like I don't want to use you. Let's hop to just my airbrush here. There you are.
Well, that's one way to do it, but I was thinking, yeah, like thicker lines. Like you could have taken what you had before and filled in like most of it with the base color. The line works that I love in cartoons for shows like this are the ones that have like thick lines and dark blacks, but also that have like high contrast stuff. And like, 'cause imagine this is it's both got spandex parts, and then for the parts that have been kind of squared off here with sort of a hexagonal vibe, I assume there's some sort of armor there, right?
Yeah.
I wish I could just draw on top of this to show you what I mean, because I'm not expressing myself correctly.
Well, let's start with this. Do we like the green? Do we like the green as kind of the base color for that?
I'm surprised to say yes, I do. I think it could also work in a similar blue.
Yeah, I'm curious about a dark blue, but I like the green. I'm not against it.
Well, then let's go ahead, because that's let me real quick just save a swatch of this. And then just simply move my color wheel over like this, and then boom! Ooh.
See, right now, I like it because it says America. It's just on black or it's on white, blue, and red. But I think the real trick is going to see how it looks with the fur once the fur is in place.
Well, for that's easy enough. We'll go ahead. We'll lay down some very, very rough, rough, like a dog. Let's see. This is a momentous occasion, boys. This is our first time fucking coloring Dingo.
That's weird. I didn't realize that, but you're right.
How many years we've been drawing this dog? How many years?
Since 2013, at least.
3 goddamn years. Oh, man. You know what that means? You know what that means? The Big Bad Shadow Man was the first one to do a color lightning dog's image. No? Simon Newell.
I'm trying to
Roswell.
Yeah.
With his with some of the freaks and.
Well, it's only appropriate that fans would be the ones to do these images first.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for their out of this world enthusiasm, we would not be doing this. As much fun as it was, I don't think we ever would have thought, no, we really need to take time out and make this a thing. You know,
we need to take 3 years and a collective 7 straight days of talking about this concept, guys.
I take it you added together all of our episodes recently, huh?
No, just kind of thinking off the top of my head, really. Now, on my Cintiq here, this looks yellow. Does it look green to you guys?
It looks
a greenish yellow?
It looks maybe too yellow. It looks like curry yellow.
Okay, so let me add some more red into it. Maybe no, that's too dark.
What if the square on Dingo's gloves was fur?
Well, Tony was going for that had like a metal protective backhand piece to it.
Okay.
Because if you take that square out and then it literally becomes BMX gloves, and it's
Is that wrong? Is BMX gloves wrong? It seems so right.
For kid to be right, but for Dingo, in the military, I don't think the military buys out BMX gloves.
It's funny, Cap. I hear your cats in the background.
I don't think you do.
I heard someone's cats.
We don't have any cats here.
Doug, are you secretly a cat?
Nope.
The cat conspiracy is up against the lightning dogs.
Okay, so I have a thought with the dark blue that maybe we could go lighter blue, and here's my reason why. There's an image I'm pasting, and please do include for
Cappy
people's,
paste.
yeah, for people to see this comparison I'm drawing, which I don't think is unreasonable.
Oh no. You know what though? You know what? I wouldn't mind. I would not mind. That is not the worst thing in the world to be.
Please,
Dude, nobody's going to draw that comparison. Don't even bring it up. Because if you bring it up on the screen, people are going to be like, oh, yeah. But if you don't bring up the drawing, they're going to be like, who the fuck is he talking about?
please
Like,
bring up
what's
the drawing.
Too late.
There it is. There it is. Cloud Strife, everybody.
It has nothing to do. Like, I don't. Other than the color. Like,
And
what are we going to do? So
with-
no one can wear a dark blue shirt now? Like,
that shade of dark blue, sleeveless with the collar, it's nobody but Cloud Strife. I'm just saying, all we have to do is shift it a little bit, and
or put fingers on the gloves. Like, you know, like.
I am a child.
Don't be making fun of Cloud. She's my waifu.
God damn it, Doug. All
We
right.
don't get enough strong female representation in Final Fantasy.
You're just gonna keep going, aren't you? You're gonna fucking keep rolling on with it. All right, let's do this. Let's even for shits and bits. I will grab one of these colors over here from Mr. Cloud or from Mr. Solid Snake, Mr. Cloud Snake,
Miss Cloud, you mean?
Mister Sir. That's definitely a boy.
It's like, are we talking to Cloud? It's ma'am.
I feel pretty good about that, or something similar to it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's also like cool, cartoony. You know, like
You know, this is gonna be funny, guys, because you know what this color is. This sort of combination. This is a mix of blue and green.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah, on the wheel there.
Mm-hmm. So it's right there. Let's darken it a little bit, I think. No?
Yeah, I'm digging it.
Yeah, yeah, there we go. And you know, if we're going for traditional color symbolism, which personally I hate, but hey, why not? Blue is a symbol of loyalty, so
There is nothing
True
wrong
blue.
with embracing cliches.
Yeah, Dingo
It's
A
is
lot of
definitely true
my
blue.
favorite films. A lot of my favorite films out of the past few years are the ones who know what cliches they're about, and they just fucking run with them. It's honesty, man. It's honesty. So I think
we're not done yet.
this is
We got to do the
Okay.
head. We got to go to Dingo's face. And I know you've been drawing Dingo's face for a while, but let's make one final. You know, we gotta if we're doing up Dingo here, we're getting this like final Dingo design squared away. Let's go to his face and let's find out. You know, like let's really make some final decisions about the face of our lead hero for the show.
just move everything down a little bit. And let's see. Go ahead, hide the color layer for now. Just rename that so I remember what the hell it is. Start with the easy bit. These nice bat-like dingo ears. Maybe bring his nose down just a little bit.
What color eyes do we think Dingo has?
Blue.
Match the shirt.
Just always kind of. It's what he strikes me as, you know?
So you don't think he'd have the amber eyes of a dingo?
Damn. Nah, he amber then. I can't fuck with that perfection.
Let's worry about the eyes last, I guess.
Well, in terms of color, sure.
Sent along a charming dingo face reference. If you cut out the lolling tongue, it might be if someone said something that was really, really, really touching. Dingo would be like, "Oh my God, you're right. I've been too hard on you. I'm sorry."
Here, I got another image too. I can send it as a closer.
Those big puppy dog eyes. Let's see. And then one thing that I do need to do, soften up the tips of his ears a little bit.
I found a good picture of a dingo looking somewhat stoic. The one that Cap sent with. Where did that come from?
It was like the 5th row down from searching dingo on Google.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Tony, you got to see this.
God damn it!
Pull this up. Like, the people have to see this because this is too funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, it turns out that Lightning Dogs is like 20 years too late. Because
Yeah, we're a fraud. It's been done. It's all been done. Pack it up, boys. Just seeing it side by side. Who did this?
It's a website called zooportraits.com.
Do they have a basset hound?
I didn't go to the website. I just found the picture.
I'm looking it up. I'm going to do zoo portraits of every species of the lightning dogs.
Guys, I'm fucking done. I don't got to do anything else. Here we go.
Can you just like lower the transparency just to see? Just not really.
He's even wearing a blue shirt, guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh man,
he does listen to 9 Inch Nails. I don't think that's necessarily.
That's a very attractive ocelot on zooportraits.com.
Cap.
And oh my God, this is if only they just labeled this Leatherhead fan art. There's a picture of a saltwater crocodile. I know Leatherhead is an alligator, but like there's this fucking crocodile who looks like he's got like a fucking cowboy hat and a denim jacket and a medallion. It's the greatest thing.
Zoo Portraits is a funny website. This is great.
Do we want to use this sort? Do we want to get a sample from this fur color for Dingo's fur?
Snow leopard. Yeah, you should probably do that. That's let's see what it looks like at least. But like snow leopard,
snow leopard ain't nothing to fuck with.
No, she is a powerful businesswoman.
She's a strong, independent woman who don't need no man.
And the white-tailed deer reminds me of that character from the
guys, focus up. Come on.
Later BoJack Horseman. Anyway, it's zooportraits.com, everybody. A big surprise here.
The unofficial sponsor of Lightning Dogs.
Great website. Well done.
Character generator. If ever we need a character, it's like, all right, let's go to Zoo Portraits, find out what's going on here.
Yeah, when the RPG of Lightning Dogs is ready, you can go there. roll one, like what? Roll one d10 to see what row it is, and then roll another d10 to see what, or roll a d6 to see what column it's in. And that's your That's your character in the wasteland.
I'm doing it.
Of course, I mean you can scroll for forever, so yeah, it's probably like a D100 probably, but whatever.
So I did update the fur color, by the way.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it looks good.
I did see it, and I actually think we might want to go lighter, like maybe between the two of what we had, this one and the previous one.
Because the highlights, if you look at the because the last portrait I sent of a dingo, it shows pretty clear like how the fur pattern gets lighter, like around the mouth and insides of the arms, I suppose.
Well, let me see here. I am a cheater. Put the two colors next to each other and fucking blend them. Yeah, that's a healthy dingo
that
color
is
right
yeah,
there.
that's nice.
Well, I rolled my zoo portraits character. I'm not.
God damn it.
I'm not
You're
super.
not the snow leopard.
I'm not super thrilled.
Post them up.
What did you get?
I got the African manatee and what looks like an Eskimo parka. But I mean, the D10 is the wrong thing to do because each row is only 3 portraits. So like we got to come up with a different system for this. But it's not important. So let's keep going with lightning dogs. I like that swatch, Tony.
So now we get back to the art. Zoom in so I can get a good sample of the sketch color I was using. Turn the color layer off. Weirdly turn this back on just so I get an idea of the ears. Shut up, Cap.
What are you on, Cap? We're supposed to be focusing.
But Tony was throwing up the zoo portraits on top of Dingo to get the reference, and it was so
This
good.
is not a laughing matter. This is serious.
Serious business.
I mean, that is generally like that kind of face. That's how I imagine Dingo. So, it's.
I mean, it is funny. I gotta say, it is funny. But I am liking where it's all going.
How do you feel about the hairstyle, Doug?
I think the scruff is good for later in the wasteland. But when they first land, he's a little more clean cut.
I mean, this reads as clean cut to me because it's kind of has like a military kind of wedge to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this,
Okay.
but a second ago when Tony was making the ears meet the.
And let's go ahead because what I can do. This good for basic Dingo?
Yeah, I think so.
With the there's kind of a curve with the cheeks showing the definition of the muzzle from him straight on, and I'm not sure it reads right. I think there might be a way to do that without having.
I think the color will inform that.
The color will for sure inform that. I was wondering if there's like a way to make it not such a semicircle because it reads kind of weird.
Sort of Mickey Mouse-ish or something? Or...
Yeah, or even Thundercats-ish, though. I can't recall when they did that They did that more for their inexplicable bodysuits than... Yeah, there we go. I think that's a stronger...
That's the money.
No, yeah. Oh, that is it. Yeah.
Let's see here. Just real quick. Fill this back in, and then get rid of you. Told you I was going to make a bald dog. Let's see. And then one more. We'll rename this jacket. Wasteland. Nope. Reading too much Tobey Maguire and see, I know what I want out of this though.
Whoa! At what point did Tobey Maguire ever have like Winter Soldier hair?
Wasn't Winter
Spider-Man 3.
That would be the one. Thank you, Doug.
Oh, that wasn't that long though.
Let's see here.
This is like Dingo's nom-vet look.
Well, that's kind of what I'm going for. A little
yeah,
bit.
more like Mad Max at the beginning of Beyond Thunderdome. Or in the beginning of Fury Road, he had the long hair. Lightning Dog's Fury Road. We've made that joke too many times already.
Yeah.
And the rest of the internet as well.
Yeah.
Wasteland look.
I mean,
and of course,
I don't know if you guys saw. I don't remember if I shared this or not, but Bad Dragon had an entire like theming for a month dedicated to Fury Road parody stuff.
Oh God. I thought it was the other eye.
it probably was. I don't know.
Did we ever pick an eye for Dingo's scar?
We didn't pick it.
All right, guys, roll a d20. If it's 10 or higher, or if it's above 10, it's the left eye.
Let's do his left, because if it's his right, is that Harry's scar is on his right side.
Harry?
I'm trying to think of other famous Harry Potter. I'm trying to think of other people with famous scars on their face.
Yeah, but it's not. It's on his forehead.
True.
Potter
I rolled a
scar is on his
6.
forehead. You rolled a 6. All right, so left eye it is. It stays the way I've been drawing it.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm used to, I guess.
So there we go.
Looking pretty cool. Dingo could do like a...
Look at him in his fucking jacket.
Yeah, man. We could just recreate the entire opening act of Rambo. He's gonna try to walk through that town. They're gonna harass him for being a long hair, and he's gonna enact vengeance. By Rambo, I mean First Blood, of course. Why would I say that? Yeah, he could do a top knot thing as well, if he wanted to like not cut his hair at some point. I don't know how that would look with those big ears, but it's an option.
Well, that's actually fairly easy to showcase here. You can call it top knot.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Hey, don't think it's gonna work? Don't think it's gonna look cool?
I've yet to see a top knot in person and say that looks cool.
I'm sorry. Have you watched Samurai Jack?
That's a little different than like when I'm talking top knot. I'm basically thinking man bun, like you'd see in someone serving me coffee in Winter Park or something.
Hey, Winter Park resembles that remark.
That's maybe a little tighter than I was anticipating.
Well, if we go too loose, we do start hitting that point that Doug was talking about. The Winter Park barista, which is going to be so relevant for everybody living outside of Winter Park.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I also don't think that top knots typically look cool. It's nothing I would do myself.
The updo is really more for Angela.
And guys, I think we got it.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about this.
Then I will go ahead. I will save all this madness, and
are we gonna color the clean cut version?
Oh, not today. Not all of it. I mean, we can do some more roughs here. Let's see here.
We might be able to use that green we set aside for his pants.
I think so. Let's see how that looks in concert, shall we?
Though again, that might not play well. All three of those colors against the wasteland. even his yellow fur is it's gonna be tricky.
Well, luckily, the wasteland is what we make it. And it's not like we can really fight too awful much with Dingo's fur color.
No, we sure can't.
The other thing, too, is let's not forget that colors, I mean, this is just how it looks flat. We can always have the wasteland kind of bleed into the way things look, either desaturate or what have you. But these are just the base colors that we work with. We start here, and then in terms of computer speak, add a layer of overlay on top of it where we add a shit ton more like yellow or orange. I can even do that real quick. Let's see. Just a layer on top of the color layer. So many layers, guys. We'll set this to... fuck it. This is the one thing it doesn't have that Photoshop has that this doesn't, because I can do like hue layers and shit. I don't feel like doing all that. So we'll do a real simple. Just grab a nice harsh or a nice brown. Who doesn't like brown? Fill it, slap it over.
Wait, it won't let you select a layer and then manipulate the hue of a layer?
Well, not that affects the layers beneath it.
Oh.
Like the hue correction layer and blending type isn't available on this. But you can see how we can do that. Darker brown. Blue. I mean, we've got things that I think it'll play.
It looks good as it is right now, and all the modifications you've made to it as well with the different hued layers. So I think something in that ballpark.
And then probably have the gloves match.
The drapes.
Yes, Cap. Sex reference.
You also don't want the gloves to disappear when he's walking, you know.
Oh, this is an interior decorating reference. But Doug is right. We do risk.
That's why Mickey Mouse had different colored gloves.
Well, in that case, bam. That's why Mario had different colored everything, really. And what I think I'll do is I'll take this as a base, darken it just a smidge. There we go. Yeah, that's the money. And then I guess while we got it here,
might even be able to do black on those gloves.
Yeah, or a dark gray. So I'm wondering if they're dark gray and then like his equipment, like the harder stuff, like the knee and shin guards, are like the darker green. So it's like the tech is a little bit darker green, but the base uniform is gray. But of course, he's got the flair with his shirt being a different color.
and the room goes silent as Tony colors.
Well, because I'm very intently watching, and I'm liking it though.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sebastian Dingo Redpaw.
Looking really good, Tony.
I think.
Can we make maybe the darker hair to come over the top of his nose so it's less like a bear?
Doug, Like
No,
if you're not going to contribute anything.
I think he's right, and I think we could. It would work well with only like slight highlighting in that lighter color on his muzzle. I think that like a more uniform shade would be.
Take a look at the last one is like Dingo portrait or whatever I sent. I think if I'm thinking of the right one. Um, I guess I'm just looking at the fur pattern on the one that I sent. I mean, like it's his whole muzzle, the whole body. Like if it's going to be under the arms. I mainly sent it for the eyes, but since the eyes are,
I fear if I do that it's going to look kind of Hitler stashy.
It might be best to work exclusively in solids with no airbrush.
That's generally what I do. Let's be fair. Nyek. Because that's closer. That's closer to what you were showing, Doug.
hmm, mm-hmm.
And it would. We'd have it kind of follow things down through here. Though, real quick, flashing back. Yup. So tell you what. Rather than that,
Yeah. I feel like all he like the base core color is great, and that paler color is great, but all he needs are like some nice occasional thick highlights in that lighter color to sell what we got here. Yeah, them black doggy lips.
I am like at least several seconds behind you guys because Cap says things and then they happen.
Tony, that was a really unnecessary penis drawing. Why would you do that? Why would you interrupt your good work with that?
listen, Cap. Sometimes the heart wants what the heart wants.
And apparently the heart wants a heart on. So I guess I understand.
I'm a little nuts. I can't deny that.
Yeah, this is very much along the lines of there's ways to expand and develop what you were just doing, but it keeps it so distinctly different from what we have over there in the Road Rovers camp.
This feels good. Feels good getting Dingo like done, and I think he does look. A big thing that I wanted to capture was that he does still look somewhat youthful. That you could believe this guy can simultaneously carry himself, that he knows what he's doing, but also that he doesn't entirely. So, I think this is a good place to call it, guys.
Yeah,
we've been going for what, about 2 hours, hour and a half, according to Zencaster. All right, so let me go ahead and zoom out so that we have a nice closing image here. I said zoom out, dumb program. There we go. Go ahead and just call all that crap.
One final note on the Halloween Jack stuff. I think it's all quite strong. I am curious about the relationship between, like his relationship with Glampire is pretty important, and if he's a guy who's so much of a intellectual infant, I mean, granted, we want him to be a thug character, but why would Glampire spend so much time manipulating him and letting him be a hanger-on despite his successive failures and so on, promoting him and all that? That's my big questions.
At the end of the day, the freaks do listen to him. Like at the end of the day, he is in charge of the army.
He's the only one that they've listened to thus far for this long. Because
for whatever reason, we could always just say the freaks didn't listen to Glampire in the beginning.
I've always thought of Jack's position in the world as basically the sheriff of Nottingham.
Yeah,
and there's someone above him, even and it's not, what was it, King Henry in Robin Hood? I forget. King
John.
Richard, King John. Yeah, there you go.
King Richard was the one who came back in the end, and this is terrible. The only reason I remember that is end of Robin Hood Men in Tights. From this day forward, all latrines shall be known as Johns.
That's fine. That's fine for that to be your reason. That's good. It was the last good thing Mel Brooks did in film, so yeah, we should remember it.
Has he done anything else in film?
Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Oh yeah, that was mediocre.
And I won't count the remake of The Producers. Which I didn't see, but whatever. Right. So there could even be a King John type below Glampire and above Jack. There could be someone who's actually the administrator of, let's say, the Glampire's immediate kingdom beneath his tower, so to speak. But Jack is the guy who knocks on people's doors and pokes around in their belongings and causes trouble.
Do you have a moment to discuss our Lord and Savior, Glampire?
I mean, plus he's out there. He's literally Glampire's eyes out there in the wasteland. So if they were to stumble across someone who was hoarding crystals, like if any freaks were keeping crystals, he would burn their village and take their crystals, deliver them to Glampire, that sort of thing.
Yeah, he's a valued thug, and I'm not sure I see him getting promoted perpetually.
Well,
he's not actually being promoted, though. It's the idea is that it's a fake title. It doesn't make a damn bit of difference. His responsibilities don't change.
If Glampire actually has generals, that might not look so good. We don't really know that yet.
If he has generals, we'll use some other form of hierarchy. If he doesn't, then it works. It's either military or, you can be the Duke of Canterbury, the Archduke of Canterbury. And Jack doesn't even necessarily need to know what the fuck Canterbury is, but, the fact that he's the Duke of it makes him happy.
Yeah, I just went with the star motif because it would literally be him giving him the equivalent of a gold star sticker.
Right,
it means nothing.
Why not even just have him give him gold star stickers? Sit there and be like...
Puts it on his shirt.
You've done well, Jack.
You get another gold star.
Why are you still in charge, Jack? Because I got more stars than any of you blokes. And I'm... Nope. Had something better, and it left as soon as I started talking, so...
This happens to the best of us, so...
It's always like Cockney or redneck with you, Tony.
For Jack, yes. Listen, it's because this does not make sense for Jack to sit there and say, Glampire, I am having issues with the dogs.
Yeah, we gotta, man. It's gonna. I can't wait to get some actors in the studio to just be like, all right, here's the character, here's what he looks like, here's the description, and have them come up with something to surprise us, because I just feel like we truly don't know. We really don't.
I would love if the first actor we have in the studio sits there and goes, "All right now, Glampire." Just all this time thinking, and that's the one that they go for too.
Well, then it'll be destiny, I suppose. But we'll make the hard calls.
For me, might be Australian.
That could be.
Could be. Good. I'll I'll take it all. Whatever works is my feelings on Jack, or what, and whatever works / whatever is best. But yeah, fantastic work on Dingo, and we'll keep it coming with the updates to the pitch Bible and anything new that comes up as we're trying to flesh out the idea of people in Glampire's immediate circle of associates. And,
and the thing too, I mean, from this point forward, because we have the base for our dogs, we can kind of just, the rest of them should come pretty easy. I mean, we've got the general look of the armor and the kind of uniform. So Angela, and we could probably even knock out next time we do one of these, Angela and Pierre.
that would be awesome. Just say when, and we'll do it.
We'll keep this. We'll keep this on the docket for next time. And in the meantime, we got anything else to say, Cap, before we get back to our day?
Thanks so much for watching. No. Thanks so much for listening. Bye, I'm Cap.
Bye, I'm Tony.
Bye, I'm Doug.
I think that's it.